when Israel did a very specific targeted strike in Qatar, there was a reason for it. Our Prime Minister condemns it as an expansion of violence, except no. You didn't claim that Afghanistan was being invaded, having their sovereignty invaded when you killed bin Laden there, as opposed to where you thought he was originally, in Iran, Iraq, that sort of places. You didn't complain. In fact, you now got the bloated felon claiming that he wants to go back to Afghanistan. And Afghanistan says, go ahead, try. We'll fight you for another 20 years. However, our Prime Minister, who claimed that he would keep his Jewish citizens safe, has done the math. 1 in 4 people you will meet will be Muslim. 1 in 20,000 will be Jewish. Now, Canada had originally stated that they wouldn't allow any more arms to go to Israel. And I really had to question that, because Canada's military sucks. That's why Carney has just claimed that there's going to be this huge investment. It'll take another 10 years to get it done. But submarines... The Edmonton Mall has more and better functioning submarines than the Canadian military. And that has been a joke about Canada's military for a couple of decades now. Nonetheless, it's permitting a sail to go through. And of course, Islamic colonization people on this continent are wanting to, demanding to know why it is that they have approved this sail that they had previously been told wouldn't be allowed. Well, you know what? Maybe that's because the most recent rejection Hamas made of any peace deal stated that they refused to give up power. So if you're just going to help the terrorists and not the only functioning democracy in the Middle East, why do you claim that you're a democracy? Just join in. And incidentally, wherever colonization happens as a result of religion, oh, well, then you end up with a very interesting thing. You see, people who conquer in the name of God claim that what they've conquered is always there, even if they lose it. You see, a long time ago, Islam took over the bulk of Spain. See? Almost 80% of the population. I'm not too sure if that's accurate, because, let's be honest, if there's one thing that Islamic colonization is fluid in, it's falsehood. So I'm not sure if they actually managed to get 80% of Spain turned to Muslim. But either way, Spain took its land back. Now, oh my goodness, are you going to start protesting against Spain because they claim that the Christians did a genocide against Muslims? Are we going to have our little holy war over Spain? Interesting place to choose the origin of the Inquisition. Meanwhile, in Canada, 1.25 million from Qatar, just like in the United States, where Qatar has funded the universities to the tune of billions now. Canada is accepting money from one of the other authoritarian states that has openly stated it wants Israel gone, just like Iran, just like the Palestinians. In fact, this has been the goal since the day after Israel was repatriated and 5 Arab countries attacked a one-day-old country, because they had already stated they refused to allow a Jewish presence where they had already colonized. And the fact that they had been defeated and broken up didn't matter, because see, when you give Jews their own country again, it's really hard to force them to be dhimmis again. And essentially, the entire world has made Jews second-class citizens wherever they have gone at one point or another in their histories. And that thing to boycott Israel from film, the bigots of Los Angeles and the film industry saying, no, we don't want Israeli films, especially since the one they're objecting to is about a Palestinian boy. However, just like in Eurovision, which did ban Russia, but didn't ban Israel, why is that? Well, because Russia did something wrong, and Israel hasn't. We told you that Hamas was using schools, hospitals, mosques. We showed how UNRWA was assisting them. And so much proof has come out about the fact that UNRWA has been helping the terrorists. In fact, employees of UNRWA were in on October 7th. They were in on the planning, they were in on the execution of it, excuse the term for it. Now, the UN's watch has come out with a bombshell 200-page investigation which exposes how Hamas has been doing what Israel and Jews have been telling you all along. Only they put it as seized control, because this way they can blame Hamas and still try to stay in power to continue to undermine Israel. That is the purpose at this point. Once upon a time, the UN had a neutral purpose, to be a fair arbiter for all. But since now 70% of the members of the UN are from authoritarian states, that is no longer a valid assessment. Just so you know. Just so you know that unlike most of the wee bigots, terrorists, and jihadists that I talk to, I don't have to like because my cause is just. How Trump is speaking, he claims that they built the base. The bloated felon, which created the deal to get the United States out of Afghanistan, is now threatening to go back to Afghanistan. And their response is, go ahead and try. Because unlike Israel, who has pretty much eliminated over 70% of Hamas in under 2 years, it's almost 2 years since they've taken those hostages. They still have 48 of them, one of them a woman. You really want to stop and think about what she's going through? Oh, I'm sorry. Silly me. It's a Jewish woman. It doesn't matter. And in 20 years, the minute the United States left Afghanistan, the Taliban took over because the United States did so well.